Hello friends of terrain building and welcome to another Middle-earth terrain building tutorial. Last video I showed you how I have built Bilbo's hobbit hole. Today I want to show you how to further decorate the Shire and make it more diversified. So there are not just hobbit holes on the table. To do this, I'm building a few terrain pieces to represent the festivities around Bilbo's birthday. For this, I'm building a selection of terrain pieces so that you can see here on the turntable. I wish you a lot of fun with this tutorial and let's start right away. First, I want to start with one of the first scenes of The Lord of the Rings in the Fellowships, and that is Gandalf on his cart. For this, I have a 3D printed cart from the Kobold Nest, and I have already prepared the base for it. In the cart, later, also fireworks should be placed to make the cart nicer and that the cart is well filled with suitable rockets. Now I take you with me in the time lapse in the assembly process and the designing of the cart. Let's start with the next terrain piece. For this, I want to deal with the core piece or just the heart of Bilbo's birthday. This is supposed to be sort of the central place of the celebration. Here, tables, benches, food, and drink should stand and take place. For this, I have a lot of different 3D printed bits, which should be used here. Effectively, there are bushes. Moreover, I have some tables which are covered with bread, meat, soup, and other things. I also have a lot of beer glasses and I found an old barrel still lying around at my place. I guess it's supposed to be more of a wine barrel per se, but I'm going to use it as a beer barrel. This should also be integrated on this terrain piece. The plan is to place these terrain pieces so that the miniatures can still move over them, but it looks like some sort of party and seating options. Cavalry bases should still be able to pass between all the hedges. In the middle, there should be tables and benches so that you can celebrate sitting down. That is the plan, and I take you with me into the process. Gandalf's card, we have already built firework rockets, and according to that, we need some exploding rockets to complete the picture. For this, I have two normal trees here, to which the exploding rockets should be attached, so that they are also in the air. Further, I have here such cocktail umbrellas, which are very well suited to represent an exploding rocket. I have these in two different colors. Here I also have absorbent cotton, which should serve as smoke on the rocket. To get some stability in there, I still have floral wire to stick inside the cotton. Here I won't take you in the time lapse because it's not that worth it, so I'll tell you briefly what I'm going to do. The absorbent cotton is glued to the floral wire and sprayed with a PVA water mixture so that it is much more stable at the end and also looks like a cloud of smoke. A rocket or such an umbrella is then glued to the top. This is then attached to a tree so that it looks like the rocket just flying over the tree would explode. This should give the typical firework picture. Next, a small party tent may not be missing at a good birthday, of course. For this, I cut here two small pyramids which have a 6 cm base edge and a 3 cm seat. I press each surface with my fingers a little bit so that the edges are a little bit further out and so the poles of the tent can be seen or at least guessed. Both pyramids are then glued to a very thin XPS foam plate so that they hold next to each other. They are then covered with paper and a wood glue water mixture to provide additional texture on the tent fabric. The tent is to be set up over 6 poles made of wood. These poles are cut from New Year's Eve firework rockets. What would Bilbo's birthday be without a small stage where a speech can be made, music played, and also what would Bilbo's birthday be without a typical banner with the inscription Happy Birthday, Bilbo Baggins? Since I don't want to build too many small terrain pieces, I'll put these two things together in just one terrain piece. At the stage, these high poles are glued with it at the sides, at which then also the banner is glued. For this, I have two poles made of rocket wood and a XPS foam block with the following dimensions: 10 centimeter width, 2 centimeters height, and about 4 to 5 centimeters thickness. But this was just simply a leftover piece. I made the following notches here, which I will cut along in a moment so that I have the stage, which will stand on 4 posts. In front of the stage, I want to build a small staircase so that you can walk up to the stage. Finally, I want to build a small field. For this, I have a normal doormat, which I cut to about 10 by 10 centimeters. Around the mat, fences should be glued, then some grass around it, and then that looks quite good. Possibly you could also add maybe a scarecrow, but I will rather not do that. Here in the back I still have the haystack, which I will glue on the small base, decorate with the two pitchforks, and stick with the straw of the doormat. That is then also the conclusion. These pieces will finish Bilbo's birthday and also all the smaller terrain pieces for the Shire terrain.